So, if you could please tell us your name, introduce yourself, tell me what you do for a living, tell me how to spell your name, and what district you represent.
Okay, thank you. My name is Samuel Osemene. I've been in Austin going to 30 years, and I went to school here at the University of Texas, and I studied political science, and I also went to graduate school. I also studied political science. When I finished there, and I also went back to graduate school again, and I studied international studies. I have also a master's degree in international studies, and I teach government at Austin Community College currently. And I own a business here in Austin called a Tropical Market right on North Lamar. So, and also, I enjoy politics. I've been involved in city politics also.
Could you please spell your name before we go any further?
My last name is spelled Osemene. Osemene. So some people call me Osemene Sam. So it's fine with me.
And tell us a little bit about your family life. Tell us a little bit about who is part of your family and how old are they? And
Oh, okay. I've been married for 12 years. I have twin daughters. They're 9 years old. So they go to school here in the Austin area. And I have my family here also. I have sisters. I have brothers here. And I have a lot of friends here also. So basically, everybody in Austin is my friend. It's a family to me. So I have a big family. So that's basically, in a nutshell, who I am.
where are you originally from?
Originally, I'm from Nigeria, and but I've been here. I went, like I said, as a student, the University of Texas, and went to school here. I went to school here at University of Texas.
So you were telling us that you've ran for council before. When was that, and what was that experience like?
Uh, I ran against Mayor Pro Tem Cheryl Cole in 2010, I remember correctly. And it was a very good campaign. Miss Cole is someone I respect a lot. I give her a lot of credit for what her contribution to the city of Austin. And my experience during that campaign, prepared me for the next journey while we were here. And a lot of issues were discussed during that campaign. An example, the single member district issue. So, and the issue of affordable housing in the city of Austin. And how do we move the city forward? Transportation issues, the community and the police relationship, and growth in the city of Austin. How do you manage the growth? And so those are some of the issues in 2010 I ran on during the campaign. And as you can see, Austin is growing. So this campaign for District 1 is, who do you trust to move this city forward that will contribute in making this city of Austin affordable to everybody? And so I call myself a pragmatist individual and also a realist. I've been in this city for a long time. I've seen it. So I think we can do a better job in making sure that the city of Austin is for everybody. So that's why I'm in this campaign. And District 1, most of you listeners know about it. District 1 is a very critical district in the city of Austin. is very diverse in terms of population and also in terms of what most of the political issues in the city. A good example in District 1, we have a Samsung. We have a applied material in District 1. So those are some of the issues we're going to look into how we move the community forward and bring the citizens of Austin, especially the residents of District 1, to contribute to the development of the city of Austin.
But you also have the Capitol building, and you also have, is it 7th Street?
Yeah, the way the district was drawn, yeah, absolutely, yeah, you're absolutely correct. If you look at the line, the district line, from Congress Avenue all the way to Guadalupe, Lavaca, part of UT, then all to Manor Road, it stretches all the way to Deso, all the way to Palmer. Then it goes across the other part of town to 7th Street. It's basically in District 1. And the good thing about it is the west side of Austin, that's part of District 1, is what I would probably call the part of the economic zone because of the impact of the University of Texas. So those are the issues we need to discuss. How do we move forward, incorporate and bringing people together? Like my idea is one city, one vision. So we want everybody to contribute their quota to move the city forward because I believe in fairness. We just can't close our eyes where some of us are suffering and people are being forced out of their homes or stuff like that. So we can coexistence. We can do both economic smart growth and being able to have what I call affordable housing in the city of Austin also.
Do you have any questions?
Do you see any challenges specific to this election, given the districts and the fact that it's the first time we're doing single member districts versus the last time you ran? What do you?
That's a very good question. The last time I ran for city council, to run for office, you need to raise a lot of money. And the good thing about this single member district, which I give a lot of credit to people like Linda Curtis and Mr. Rogers for the Austinite for geographic representation. I attended some of the meetings. In fact, I volunteered during that campaign, the 10-1 plan, to make sure it passes. And so the influence of lobbyists in the political structure will be reduced. Because if you see how politics was being played in the city of Austin in the past, if you agree or you align yourself with a group, they pump in money to get you elected. So the question is, what about the average individual in the city of Austin who doesn't have the money but also lives in the city? How do you accommodate those individuals? So the 10-1 plan will increase public participation in the political process. Also, it brings transparency into the political structure. It reduces the influence of money in campaign, and also it brings government closer to the people. Think about it. If you live in a community, you should have a say what goes on in that community. Like if I live in District 1, I should be able to say, yes, this is what's going on in District 1. Look at the BFI dump waste in District 1. If you go out there and talk to a lot of people that live in that district, they don't like it. They've been asking the city of Austin to move it to a different location. So there are a lot of challenges, and we need to, look into. So this election, though we have many candidates because we have technically 10 seats. So you guys in the media have a lot of work to do. So I'm prepared, I'm ready to have that debate. How do we move this thing forward? Because this politics or this campaign, when it comes to District 1, it's not about who is an activist or who is not an activist. It's about who brings people together, how to move the city forward. I know probably some of my opponents will tell you they are activists. No, we are one. We need to work as a team. Everybody in the city, whether you live in District 1 or in District 2 or in District 3, it doesn't matter. Austin is one city, and I encourage everybody to work as a team to move this city forward. And on the issue of growth, I believe in economic growth also. And the last campaign, the issue was about subsidy. What do you do with a subsidy? Because the city of Austin, most of the time, gives subsidies to companies from China and India to come and invest in the city of Austin, which is fine. But the question is, after these subsidies have been awarded to these companies and they build these facilities in the city of Austin, is there any follow-up to see if these companies are living up to what they promise? That's the issue. So we should encourage companies to move to Austin, but at the same time, we should make sure they follow up with what they said. If you tell the residents of Austin, well, it's going to create 500 jobs in the city of Austin, and at the end of the day, you bring about 450 from overseas, we're being shortchanged. So those are the things we need to look into and make sure they abide by what they say they're going to do for the city of Austin.
What are the major issues that face District 1? Even though we're all one city, you will be representing that area. And what are
one of the major issues, of which I know you as a journalist can attest to, that always divide the community is the relation between the community and the police. If you go back and look at the history of police shooting in the city, I will say probably about 80% happens in District 1. Does it mean officers are there to kill people? No. Does it mean everybody is a criminal? No. I argued in 2010, I said, look, if we can have what I call community policing, where police officers live in the neighborhood they serve, it helps to reduce tension. Because think about it, if an officer lives where, let's say, Leander, Round Rock, this officer doesn't have any connection in the community, it brings a lot of tension. You have to know the people you police or what you do in the community. We have a lot of good officers. We have sometimes in any organization, you have the bad apples and good apples. The same thing as in District 1, we have the law-abiding citizens. You have those people who just don't want to follow the law. So how do you balance both? That's the key. Education is very, very important. I believe if the city of Austin can allocate some resources to retrain some of the officers, the tactics they use, this idea of shooting will be reduced. I think the sensitivity of it has to be re-examined. Training is very, very important. So I intend to open up that communication channel where the residents of District 1 will be assured that they have a very good relationship with the Austin Police Department. And I also encourage the residents of District 1 to always follow the law. Abide by the law. If you see something going wrong in your community, say something. That will help to reduce some of these tension between the police and the community. And also on the economic issue, if you look at District 1, some of the industrial waste is in District 1 also. Why is that? District 1 appears to be the dumping site of the city of Austin. So, how do you balance that? You know, somebody has to speak out and say, look, we have to change the way we look at things, the way we do stuff, and don't just pick one part of the city or the district, you know, in terms of, well, we can build this, they don't care, they don't vote, so anything happens in that district, I think is wrong. So those are some of the issues, the economic issue, the environmental issues, and some of the social ills. Someone has to really sit down and look into through dialogue and examine and see how we can fix some of those challenges. Because if you look at I-130 and 45, the toll road right now going towards Mano, District 1 is growing. And I promise you in the next 10 years, when you take 290 all the way to Palmer, going towards Mano, it will be a new economic zone for the city of Austin. So if somebody has to really have a plan, what do you do to make sure that the resources are available to take care of the future growth? I don't know if you guys recall a couple of years ago about the issue of a WTP4, the water treatment plant number 4.
But that's not in your district.
It's
right?
not in my district, but I was against it because if you go to District 1, most of the infrastructure, let's say the electric line and the water lines, they're all old. Why didn't we use that money we spent in building that water treatment plant to revamp or restructure or remodel the infrastructure in District 1 to make sure they are updated? So these are things you ask yourself, what is going on here? Why building this new water plant? Why our electrical and water lines are old, probably built about 50 or 60 years ago? So those are the issues we need to examine and see how we can fix it.
Can I ask something? I'd like to ask you about the African American community in your district. It's the district with the highest numbers, but at the same time, numbers are dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. How do you see that district changing or attracting more African Americans?
That's a very good question. Personally, I believe it doesn't matter where you live. People are people in terms of whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asians. Personally, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is making sure that everybody has an equal representation. Yes, the African American population is moving out of East Austin. Socially, economically, it's a good thing. But what that means is if you grow up in an environment and let's assume you're now more educated, you have better jobs, and there's other opportunities in other part of town, you have to move. We should not focus on this idea that African Americans should stay in East Austin. If you look at the trend, the movement right now, either they move to Mano, Pflugerville, or Round Rock, or North Austin. And I still believe it's a good thing because the concentration of one group in an area of town does not technically say much about who we are. Just like in West Austin, I don't expect West Austin to be predominantly Anglo population either, or Montopolis to be predominantly Hispanic population. So people should be free to live in any part of the city where they want to live in. So as a politician, your job is to make sure no matter where you live, everybody has a fair chance and equal opportunity. Equal opportunity does not translate into equal outcome. So that's my own view about the whole population, African American population.
Said something? My last question for you would be, so we talked about some of the challenges. What are some of the opportunities that you see in your district? Some of the cool things happening there.
I would say economic growth. Like I said earlier, Samsung and Applied Material is in my district, and other companies in my district. A lot of pharmaceutical industries in District 1. If you go to Wall Street, if you get down to Wall Street, right there by Cross Park area, the main post office in this city, the main headquarters is in District 1 also. So, it's I call it a new economic zone in the future. The reason why I say that is, if you look at the toll road, like I said earlier, I-130, that area will be the future of economic growth in the city of Austin. And also, in terms of composition, it's very diverse. You know, it makes me proud of the city. It doesn't matter the color of your skin, you can live anywhere in District 1. A good example, go down to East 11 or East 12th Street. You'll be shocked the population who lives in East 12th and East 11th Street, all the way to Manor Road. Before, it used to be predominantly African American population, but it's changing. So we need to adapt to those changes. It's a good thing, and we should celebrate that, because I always believe in diversity and unity. If we can live together, it's about living together as a community. And that's one of the things that we can find in District 1, that heritage, the vision we talked about, where people judge you not by the content of your character, not by the content of not by your skin color, but by the content of your character, what you do. So District 1 is very rich in everything you can think of. I'm very proud that I live in District 1, and the job, I want the city council to focus more. In fact, I thought about it the other day. It would be a good idea for the city of Austin to build like a police substation around that Palmer area, because it will help a lot, because the population is growing. Because this is what I don't understand sometimes. Maybe you guys can help me out. I thought about it. Why, if you look at all the police substations in the city, they're always inside the city. To me, it would make more sense to build them more like outskirts of the city, because that will help a lot. If you're looking for a crime, if you want to stop a crime, you stop it before you start. So it grows, but in the middle of the city is different. So, but those are things we need to talk about as we move forward. But District 1 for now, it's a district that is a very promising district, and I'm very proud of that. So with the single member district, like I said before, I don't know if you guys really, I know you guys followed the whole debate about 10-1 plan. And I have made this argument before, and let me say, there are those individuals who were against the 10-1 plan. They fought against it. Now they want to run, they want to be candidate for District 1. That's why I'm so happy to have that debate, because this election is about the vision. Who can stand up? Who can stand up for you? Who can tell you the truth? This District 1 is not a district where what I would call corporate politics, where corporations, they will come in and pumping money and putting and elect whoever they want to elect. No, it's not going to happen, because we are going to resist that. District 1 is for the people that live in that district. I'm going to make sure that whoever represents District 1 works for the interest of the people. That's why I'm running for that place.
Well, thank you so much. I don't have any other questions.